Hi, I'm Betty Hurley Dasgupta, and I'm here to show you how to create a resource page in Mahara. So I'm in the initial screen for Moodle, which you'd gotten to through moodle.esc.edu or maybe from a link from an Empire State College page. And you go ahead and click on ESC Mahara ePortfolio. And that brings you to, as you have before, if you've been working on your journal, your initial page, your dashboard. And there are a number of ways to go ahead and create a page. First, I'm going to show you an example of a page, and then I'll go back and show you how to then create your own. And I'm going to do that through going through my profile page, just to show you that. So this is my profile page. You're welcome to send me messages on this page, and it gives you some examples of some things you can do with your profile page. And as you see, it lists my pages that I share, and I have down here something called my math page. And this is an example of what your math page could look like. And as you can see, I've actually put directions within the math page. So once the math page is created, and I will show you that in a minute, you can click on Edit this page in order to change or add some components. And I do want to show you some aspects of this page. So once you go into the editor, you see a number of choices, and one of them is files, images, and video. If you do want to add a file, you can do that, and if there's anything you do want to do, you just go to that icon, click on it, and drag it down. You can also add an image, which I think adds a lot to a page, and again, you just click on it and drag it down. And then you get a dialog box where you can put the title to that page, and you can also then either select an image or upload an image here. First you have to say that you are uploading something that's yours, and then the browse button becomes available to you, and then you can browse as you would for adding an attachment to an email, for example. I'm going to go down and exit from this for now. As you can see, I have a lot of choices. You probably won't have quite this many choices at once. Note you can put in the width, but there is a default width. You may want to try that first, and then you can go back to the dialog box to change the width if you want. So since I didn't put in an image, you can see that it just left it blank there. I can get rid of that by clicking on the X and say, yes, I want to get rid of that. And I do have an image in here, which I put in through that choice. So you can see how an image comes out. I put my title in, put my image, and that's the size of it. And I have another image here. Note in here I have a text box which gives directions on adding a YouTube video. And this is a YouTube video up on top. And you do that through external content. And one of the choices here is external media, and you can embed a lot of things. So if I bring that down, you see there are many choices, some in which you can just do the URL, which includes YouTube, and other ones, oh no, this is the one with the URL. This is where you also may use embed code. And you can see there are a lot of choices. So Vimeo, Voki, YouTube, so many things that you can try. And again, you can either, these say 0, but if you don't change those, it will go to default, or you can put in something that you want. Now, as I said, these were text boxes, and that's a very common thing. And for that, you would click on General, and the text box is here. So if you click on it again and drag, you get a title, so you give it a title. So let's just say Practice. and here's where you would type in your content. And save, and there it is. So most of these are text boxes, and give you some directions there. Also note at the bottom here, if you go to this page, you can copy it. So if you want to just copy this page and play around with it, well, you can. Once you copy it, it's yours. It just says copy of, so you're not going to change this page through that. Let me get rid of practice. And note that this is a YouTube video that I've put in here. So I've gone through doing a text box, adding a video, adding an image. I think for most of the things that you'll be sharing in your resource page, that will be sufficient. When you do put in a URL, it should automatically recognize it as a link. If not, you can send me a question about that, but that part should work. And once you're done, just click on done, and it brings you back here. And actually, that's the last thing I wanted to talk to you about. If you don't want to copy a page, if you do, you copy a page here, and let me just show you that. And you may want to search for me as an owner, or you can search pages like math. You should be able to find my math page that way. Or as you saw, you can get to my page by going to my profile. But let's say you want to go ahead and just create your own page. Oops. So here you would go create a page, give it a title. So let's just call it Practice Practice. You actually don't have to give it a description, but you can. You can give tags if you want, and go ahead and save it. And you go right into the editor. Also note, once you're in the editor, there are two things you may want to address. This is a no theme selected, so you may want a different theme. You may want to play around with these. A lot of mine are primary school, because I do like the dark blue. The other thing you may want to change is under the edit layout, because the default is 3 columns of equal widths, which I find a little noisy. I usually do 2 columns equal widths, or maybe uneven widths. And you just need to select and go down and save. And that gets you into your 2 columns. You can change that as you go along. And so again, you see the general where the text box will be. You can put information from your profile if you want, and the external content. So those are the things you probably use most in developing your page. The next thing you do want to do is either share your page. If you click on share, and it highlights your page. You can do public or logged in users. Certainly I wouldn't think there's anything on this page that is especially private, like probably your journal is. So you can choose either of those, or if you want to, you can do what you did before, which would be the secret URL. So for that, you click on Portfolio, click on Shared by Me, and I should be able to find my practice here, which, as you can see, is not shared with anyone, which means no one can see it except for you. And my choice up here is what's called a secret URL, which I had showed you, those of you who looked at the video on doing your journal. And you can click on secret URL from this page and click on add and get your secret URL, and you can share it that way as well. So I hope you have fun doing your resource page and sharing it, and look forward to seeing if you'd like to share. And go ahead and log out when you're done.